How to teach your Labrador to fetch. Labs are usually hardwired to go to an object, fetch, and bring things back to their owners, retrieve. However, dogs are individuals first before they are a breed. They may decide to do things completely contrary to their ancestors. This is why it's better to trust in training over genetics to awaken your dog's retrieving heritage. Why teach the retrieve? Teaching your lab to fetch and retrieve toys is a great way to build a bond while getting out some of your pup's pent-up energy. Not every owner can go for a jog with their canine partner by their side. Yet, even in this busy society, most people can throw a ball and let the dog run back and forth to get some exercise. This is not the trained retrieve. Before we get into the training portion of the article, I wanted to clarify that our purpose is to help you train your lab to have a fun game of fetch. There is also a trained retrieval method that is used in various dog sports and obedience competitions. In this retrieve, your dog gives you an object in a very specific way. Once your lab enjoys the fun retrieval process, you can certainly fine-tune it to comply with regulation retrievals, but that is beyond the scope of this article. Squashing the natural retrieve in puppies. What if your Labrador doesn't like to retrieve? While there are several reasons for this, one experience may have happened during their formative years. Imagine that you're playing with your young Labrador puppy. You throw the toy and they naturally race it down and bring it back to you. Overjoyed at how smart they are, you continue to throw the toy over and over again. The puppy chases it with less and less enthusiasm each time. Finally, they just look at you when you throw the toy. Many puppies naturally do some or all of the steps in the retrieve. However, the owners overdo the game so much, they grow bored. If your puppy naturally retrieves the toy for you, make sure to not engage them in tea. Focus on positive training methods. Dog training has come a long way. Trainers in the past used methods like ear pinches and forcing objects into their dogs' mouths to bring about the forced retrieve. I don't subscribe to these methods. While they may get results, I believe it's at the cost of breaking down the bond between dogs and owners. We've learned so much more about dog behavior and how they learn. Most dogs work very happily for rewards. Therefore, this article will focus on only positive training tactics. Event marker training. You've probably heard of clicker training. It's a positive reinforcement concept that uses a click to mark the moment the dog is doing what you want. It's like taking a snapshot of the correct behavior and then following it up with a treat. It tells the dog, when you hear the event marker, click, that's the behavior I'm rewarding. Breaking down the fetch and retrieve. While it may look like one fluid motion, the fetch and retrieve scenario is actually a series of smaller steps that your dog must connect together. If your lab doesn't naturally retrieve, it's best to teach each segment before connecting them. If your pup does a partial retrieve, you can skip the steps they know and move your focus to the part where the action breaks down. While we are going to explain the steps in order for simplicity's sake, you can certainly work on these actions in whatever arrangement works best for your dog. Before starting this training, figure out their favorite toy. This toy has now been designated as their fetch toy.